Hello, this is Sarapam back again. You might have heard, there's so much of news and noise around tariffs nowadays, the impact on trade and trade wars. There's many organizations who are struggling not only with the impact on the business, but also the impact on their tariff compliance. You have to get the right tariff code. Where do we get that? And then you have to, based on the trade agreements between different countries, you have to apply the right uh, tariff percentage. And think of organizations, especially in manufacturing, retail, electronics, etc., who may have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of products which they import and export. Getting that data from their ERP and then applying the right code uh, is not a simple task, and that's a concern many organizations raised. So we'll get into how they're doing it and how there's probably a better way using streaming intelligence that we are proposing. All right, let's get going. Let's start with the tariff part. I will share my screen. You might know about this. Most of the tariff information is published by the government. This is a harmonized tariff schedule. And if you go into the website, there's lots of information in general notes. And then for each of the kind of product categories, they have different chapters, around 99 of them on each of the chapters. Then they have subheadings within those, and you can download the information and see the right tariff codes. There's also a search feature. So let's say I'm importing a casing. I can do a search here. It gives me kind of a hierarchical list of heading, subheading. There's article description, and from here, I have to determine my 10-digit tariff code. There's 3 categories for rates of duty: general, special, and others. And we have to parse through those and get these. And, I can go ahead and download this as a PDF. So chapter 5, and then open this PDF. If this is the right one, read the notes, and then go through this tariff schedule published by the government to get the 10-digit tariff code based on the description and the rates of duty, right? As you can imagine, someone who has maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of materials, those businesses, they find this to be pretty cumbersome. So we thought there should be a better way for this data to be searched. So let's dive into what our tool is doing. So you can see this is built on Fabric. And what this does is to stream information from the government website, and at a base level, you can get all the information which you need. And let's say again, I will get into casing, so I can filter down, and let's say if I am looking for a particular kind of casing here, let's say steel casing. So I get my filtered list here. I mean, this is the word cloud, which shows all the related items to casing. And then this table here is showing my tariff code, what was the general rate of duty, other rate of duty, if there's any special rate of duty to be applied. And here we get all the hierarchy and the description along with the tariff code. Now here's something interesting. On some of those, you will see there's a link, and if I click on the link, it goes into the government database and gets all the rulings regarding which courts or different regulatory bodies would have given a ruling on. So there's a database, and you can go and look at those. But at a bare minimum, what you will have here is a searchable text search list. If you know the part code, you can obviously enter it, or you can just type your material text, get the related material, and get all the items which match with your code. So compare this to what you would be doing in the government database and the PDF documents which we would get. So that's the first part of simplifying the journey for the